How do you design a timeless home? You're probably expecting me to roll out a list of items that have that timeless quality about them. And while I have my preferences, I don't think telling you about them will help you. Because whatever I will pick, no matter what item, can be placed into some kind of trend. So I'll be asking you to replace a trend with another trend that I deem timeless. That is not what I'm going to do today. What would be more useful to you is to give you a strategy for a timeless home. And this is something you can use no matter where you are in the world and probably for the rest of your life. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a licensed architect based in Europe, and in this channel, I distill decades of architectural education and experience in small bite-sized lessons to teach you how to design your home. The only constant is change. I want you to humor me for a second and think about where you were 10 years ago. What were you doing? What did you care about? And what you'll notice is that quite a bit has changed. Your relationship status might have changed. The number of kids or people that you live with might have changed. Where you live in the world, the kind of work that you do today, the number of pets that you keep, what you value, all these things have changed. I dare you to look at old photos of yourself, read your diary from 10 years ago, and you will recognize that not just your taste and passion has utterly changed, but you are quite a different person from the person you were back then too. So just like your life today is quite different from your life 10 years ago, your life in 10 years will also be different from the one today, and your home in 10 years will reflect that difference. So the key feature of a timeless home is not a certain style, but rather a strategy for dealing with change. The strategy for change. Alright, I want you to do another exercise, and that is to look at the items in your home from the filter of change. If you live in a very big home, you might want to do this exercise room by room. I want you to take out a piece of paper and create 3 columns. The first column is called hard to change items. The second one is called mild inconveniences, and the third is called easy to swap items. The category hard to change items might include bulky furniture like sofas or large wardrobes, emotionally significant heirlooms, and built-ins that require professional help to remove or modify. Place in this category anything you would not consider altering in the next 5 years due to size, sentimental value, or the hassle and cost of making changes. Mild inconveniences. This group is for items that aren't too difficult or costly to change, but would cause some disruption. Think about painting walls. Painting walls is not so hard, but preparing the room for repaint, especially when you already live in the space, is somewhat inconvenient because it involves moving furniture and dealing with paint fumes. Changing lamps might require you to hire an electrician to do it for you. It's not hard or expensive, but somewhat inconvenient. Easy to swap items. These are the elements you can change effortlessly, whether for financial reason or the minimal effort required. This category includes textiles like curtains, throws, pillow covers, lightweight furniture, side tables, chairs, coffee tables, poofs, small shelves, plants, drawer handles, and decor items. Decor items can be art, vases, coffee table decor, trays, decorative books, wall decor, seasonal decor, and so on. Where you place each item might also depend on your financial situation and DIY skills, meaning that if you are financially comfortable, most changes will be merely inconveniences. If funds are tight, even simple updates might seem daunting. However, if you have mild to strong DIY skills, a lot more items can be pushed into easy to swap items category. Okay, so now that we have our 3 groups of items, let's dive into the design of a timeless home. When you look at the design of your 3 groups of items, your strategy should be this. For the hard to change group, aim for high quality, comfortable pieces. Use neutral colors like gray, green, brown, and beige, and make sure that the design is as simple as possible. These items shouldn't have any frills or overly decorated frames, no shiny metals or accessories. These foundational pieces provide a backdrop for the other 2 groups. Now, for some people, this is the very definition of a timeless aesthetic, and if that's you, you can absolutely stop the video here. But if that's not you, Or if you suspect, like me, that in 5, 10, 20 years, we're going to look back wondering what this trend was about and wanting a different set of colors and aesthetics in our lives, then let's see how the easy to swap and mild inconveniences categories can help us keep our homes fresh and current with the least amount of effort possible. To demonstrate this concept, I have taken a couch and coffee table combo, and I'd like to show you how, just by using the easy to swap and mild inconveniences category items, the entire vibe and style of the room can change. Both the couch and the coffee table have a very simple design with neutral colors. For those of you who love extreme minimalism, the design might end here. But for the people who want a bit more fluff in their life, here's how to change the vibe of the space. For example, you can create a more biophilic design with just a few decor items. I have added greenery to match the art aesthetic with a small potted tree on the side of the couch and the pot on the table displaying some green branches. I've also added a green throw and some pillows to add a bit more texture, but other than that, nothing has changed. The couch, coffee table, and carpet are the same. In the second version, you can see the flower pot and pillows from the previous version, but the side table and the wall decor are different. The overall vibe of the room is a bit more sober and classic, but the couch, carpet, and coffee table have not changed. In the next version, we keep the pillows, but change the carpet to one that is a bit more plush and luxurious. We also changed the wall treatment to include some paneling and a darker color. I use a standing lamp and some leather poofs for sitting, as well as a vase with some red colored plants to give a bit more of an accent in the center of the room. Again, we have the exact same couch and coffee table from before, but a totally different vibe. In the next option, I want to explore an even darker color on the wall, but in combination with wooden paneling on the lower side. Because the wall's color is so dark and sober, I want to balance that with a strong shiny color like a bright yellow. You see that spread around the room on the art, the pillow, the vase, and the flowers. For my next option, I wanted to try a whimsical aesthetic, so I played with a polka dot wallpaper and some pink wall color, some framed art, and some hanging multicolored lamps on the side of the couch. It's a more playful and joyful aesthetic that can be easily achieved with the same coffee table and couch from before. Finally, I've designed a more eclectic vibe with a darker color wall paneling on the lower side and some art on the upper side. I've added a wooden side table next to the couch in a similar color to the coffee table, and I've changed the carpet into a dark red Persian one. All these versions can be achieved with the same base items of a neutral colored couch and coffee table. The groups of items in the mild inconveniences and easy to swap categories can be more trendy, allowing for more timely and personal expression and keeping your space fresh without straining your budget. You can easily swap the art on the walls, the wall colors, or the drawer handles, and you will see your space looking more timely without any massive changes. Confidence over convention. It's essential to recognize that timeless design isn't just about selecting a limited number of items deemed timeless. True timelessness comes from the confidence in your design choices, celebrating your authenticity, even if it doesn't conform to the existing trends. There will always be people who will walk to the beat of their own drum, and despite not agreeing necessarily with their style, we respect them for being authentic to who they are. These people take their inspiration from everywhere. They usually mix an array of their favorite things they found in a high-end shop, things they got from a second-hand store, things they got from a relative, with things they made themselves. Those people exude authenticity and never care about the current style. They create homes that are beautiful and timeless to them. They care more about how their homes make them feel and less about how others might feel about it. In conclusion, by focusing on quality, flexibility, and personal expression, you can craft a home that not only stands the test of time, but also tells the story of who you are, offering a safe haven among the changes of life.